Pickleball.com. This is Randall, the editor. We're taking you inside the edit. So this is a podcast that we did with one Ryan Sherry. Let's see right here. And we're going to show you. Now, the idea was just to have this graphic up the whole time for the podcast and just upload it real quick. So upload it to YouTube or whatever other player, because we didn't have a podcast player set up yet. And then it was like, well, we got to put a picture of Ryan in here. And then it's like, well, I have these other pictures of Ryan when he's playing. And so this is kind of turned into a little movie, if you will. And then this is Legacy Pro Sports where he works. So, and then of course his partner over here. But this always happens to me. So this is kind of turning into a movie, which I don't want it to be because it's just supposed to be a podcast. But I'm always trying to tweak little things here. So we put this in here. We've put some movement. This is scan and pan, or what Apple likes to call the Ken Burns effect. So this is setting it up for your video to start here and end here. Okay.
Randall, the producer, coming to you from
So I have that zoom in on Randall. And then we're talking about JDQ Sports, so I have that go there. Then we're talking about
pickleballer.com.
This Week in
We have on the line
Pickleball.
with us one Ryan Sherry, who's a fourth.
So we're matching these images with our words here, and I'm just going to go ahead and try and play with this a little bit. So for example, here's the voice. So I'm going
We have on the line with us.
to cut this here. Command B in Apple. And I'm going to speed this up a little bit. It's going to sound chipmunky. It's going to be over my part, so.
Oh, this is Randall, the producer.
Coming to you from JDQ Sports on thisweekinpickleball.com.
This is Randall, the producer.
Coming to you from JDQ Sports on thisweekinpickleball.com.
We have on the line with us one.
So we're going to move this down. You can see this little green tag right here. So that's attaching it to the beginning of each little video clip there.
On thisweekinpickleball.com.
We have on the line with us.
You can kind of hear my breath right there. So I'm going to get rid of that.
Pickleball.com.
We have on the line.
Hear that?
In pickleball.com.
So we're going to trim this up a little bit. And then we've got this little grabber right here. And that's going to fade out your audio a little bit.
Sports on thisweekinpickleball.com.
We have on the line with us one Ryan.
Now let's come in here into the audio and see if I can make that just a little touch more masculine. I'm going to reduce the background noise. Let's see what voice enhanced does. Let's see what bass boost does.
Coming to you from JDQ Sports on thisweekinpickleball.com.
We have on the line with us one Ryan Sherry.
Just boost that a little bit. Okay, we're going to reduce the background noise here.
And with us one Ryan Sherry, who's a former tennis player and all-around hustler. Hey Ryan, are you with us? Player and all-around hustler. Hey Ryan, are you with us?
I'm here. How you doing?
Okay, we're going to trim this. So this is some dead space right here. You can see that's where the audio picks up. Okay, and then I'm going to slide this down a little bit so there's not quite that gap. Okay.
Hey Ryan, are you with us?
I'm here. How you doing?
Hey, doing well, doing well.
And so you might have seen me on each of these clips here. I did a little voice enhance. Now I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Since this is all one clip, I'm going to apply it one time so I don't have to keep redoing it. So we'll come here, reduce the background noise. And then let's get us just a little bass boost. See what that sounds like.
I'm here. How you doing?
Hey, doing well, doing well. And he is also here on behalf of Legacy Sports. He works with former NFL football players. Ryan, tell me just a little bit about that, if you will.
Yeah, no, I mean, currently, our company, Legacy Pro Sports, has a little over 20.
So he goes in and he talks about his business right here, and
With former NFL football player, Ryan,
and so right here, I think what I'm gonna do is so I went to the PPA event this year and got a little bit of footage of Ryan. So I'm going to come in here. I can find out where I put him. Let's go to the pickleball folder. Let's go to the athletes. And let's come down here to Ryan Sherry. And there's Vegas. And let's see, I think I've got. Over here is Ryan Sherry. Yeah, so I'll use that. So I'm going to bring this into the timeline, into the media center here. And then I'm going to cut this right here. Boom. And then I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the I for in. Let that go a little bit. The O for out. We'll drag this down here, let it hover, release, and then we'll say replace from start. And then we'll trim this here. And if we back up here, so this is 7.2 seconds. So that's what we're going to look to replace there. Click here and you'll see, oh, okay. So that actually did it for me. That's great.
He is also here on behalf of Legacy Sports, who works with former NFL football players.
And actually, let's undo this. I'm going to change this around just a little bit here. I'm going to let you guys get out of here. So I'm going to actually undo Command Z, undo. So editing is a lot about trying something and then changing it. But I remember I wanted to put this here just because I'd rather have some live video since I have it right away. But I really like this picture because it tells you a story just with that picture. But this is what I'm going to do. So we're going to go 3 seconds here. It's getting a little small. There we go. And we're going to drop this right here. We're going to move this. Now remember, see that's what that little tag is right there. So when it tags to a piece of media, you got to move that off of there. So now I'm free to move this media somewhere else. I'm going to stick it here for right now.
Pickleball.com.
We have on the line with us one Ryan Sherry.
Move this over so there's no gap there.
weekinpickleball.com.
We have on the line with us one Ryan Sherry, who's a former tennis player and all-around hustler. Hey, Ryan, are you with us?
Pickleball.com.
We have on the line with us one Ryan Sherry, who's a former tennis player and all-around hustler. Hey, Ryan, are you with us?
I'm here. How you doing?
Hey, doing well. And he is also here on behalf of Legacy Sports. Who works
Yes, I like that. I'll leave that right there.
Yeah, how you doing?
Let me scoot this down a little bit.
He's a tennis player and all-around hustler. Hey, Ryan, are you with us?
I'm here. How you doing?
Hey, doing well. And he is also here on behalf of Legacy Sports. He works with former NFL football players. Ryan, tell me just a little bit about that, if you will.
So I like this. It just kind of happened that I put that right over this, and it goes right to him. So we still get the picture that he's a tennis player, and now he's a pickleball player. And then instead of going right to the website,
Yeah, currently our company.
I think I like that. I'll leave that there.
Former NFL football players. Ryan, tell me just a little bit about that, if you will.
Yeah, no, I mean, currently our company, Legacy Pro Sports, has a little over 2,500 former NFL.
All right, so that's how I'm going to turn this podcast into a little bit of a video film, if you want. I'm going to try not to do too much to it, but just a little bit here to make the viewing experience just a little bit better. We'll be back with more after this on This Week in Pickleball. This has been Randall the Editor for Inside the Edit.